All right, if you tuned in to fake news CNN or conspiracy TV, MSNBC today, you would think this was the trial of the century. O.J. Simpson all over again. Former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort in a Northern Virginia courtroom now facing charges over an alleged tax evasion and money laundering dating back to 2005 to 2007. These charges have nothing to do at all with the president. These charges have nothing to do with Russian collusion. I'll be shocked if Russia is mentioned once in this trial. The mainstream media on full high alert. DEFCON level 10. The smoking gun against Donald Trump. Watch your fake news media in action from earlier today.
Trial day one for President Trump's former campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, the man now facing a slew of charges.
The case against Manafort is also the first high-profile test of special counsel Robert Mueller.
If, for example, Mr. Manafort is found guilty, that makes it a real problem for the President of the United States.
Could Manafort, is there still time for him to cut a deal?
Paul Manafort.
Paul Manafort.
Paul Manafort.
Paul Manafort.
Paul Manafort.
Paul Manafort.
Paul Manafort. Paul Manafort. Paul Manafort.
Right.
The president's former campaign chair is accused of hiding at least $30 million.
We're going to learn the nitty-gritty details about Paul Manafort's financial situation.
A jury has just been seated in U.S. versus Paul J. Manafort.
Did you see what color tie Paul Manafort was wearing? He did not either, because he's sat with his back to us.
There's your media obsessing over a 2005 tax case. We're going to bring you the truth tonight. Everything you're watching on the news media, it's all political. This is the weaponization, very dangerous, of our justice system. You have Paul Manafort, like Lieutenant General Flynn, Michael Cohen, and others being targeted because of their one-time association with Donald Trump. And look, let me be clear. I have no idea what Paul Manafort did in 2005, 6, or 7. But it wasn't with Russia. And I do know the special counsel investigation is literally trying to throw the book at him. They want to extract negative information only about the president. It's the only reason why this is happening. Or as the judge in this case, overseeing this case, literally said early on, telling Mueller's, quote, legal team, led by the corrupt Andrew Weissman, I don't see what relation this indictment has with anything the special prosecutors authorized to investigate. You don't really care about Mr. Manafort's bank fraud. You really care about what information Mr. Manafort can give you that would reflect on Mr. Trump or lead to his prosecution or his impeachment or whatever. And Judge T.S. Ellis goes on to say that Mueller wanted to, quote, tighten the screws, all in an effort to make Manafort sing or compose. By the way, composing means I'll say whatever you want if you don't put me in jail. I'll make up any story you want. That's the only reason this trial is happening. Now, if found guilty, Manafort faces, for a 2005 tax case, up to life in prison over financial-related charges. Has nothing to do with Russia at all. Nothing to do with President Trump. I think he worked for the president less than 100 days. In fact, witnesses have been instructed to avoid using Trump's name altogether in order to prevent political bias from playing a role with the jury. Now, without a doubt, Manafort's aggressive prosecution from a special counsel who is supposed to be investigating Russia is just one more clear example. In the United States of America today, sadly, we have a two-tiered system of justice in this country. Anyone ever associated with President Trump is now under the legal microscope. But Hillary Clinton, 2016, exoneration before investigation. Literally, they were writing it in May. They don't interview her till July. 3 days later, she's out free. And we know she committed crimes. We know the server was hacked by foreign entities. We know she violated the Espionage Act, mishandled secret intelligence. Where is that server? Where are those emails? Why did she destroy classified top secret information? We all know that if any of you out there, if you were to delete subpoenaed emails, acid wash your hard drive with BleachBit, bust up your devices with hammers, eliminate their SIM cards, after they're subpoenaed, you would be charged with obstruction of justice. So the question really tonight is, why isn't Hillary Clinton on trial for violating the Espionage Act, for obstructing justice? And, of course, we got Clinton's dirty Russian dossier filled with Russian lies to influence the election and literally brainwash the American people and misinformation campaigns before the election.